Hello and welcome to the Mattniverse. Today we're going to further explore HiveSwap Friendsim. This will be the last episode of HiveSwap Friendsim since we're on the last chapter of the last volume, and there may not be any more. Who knows? They might make more after HiveSwap Act 2. We can only hope. I would hope so, at least. I like this game. But before we go into anything, I found this. I didn't even know this was here before. This whole befriendment thing. There's a lot missing here. The only one I know I didn't get when I did my first videos was our Dada. The rest I have actually befriended. So why am I missing everyone else? That's what I find weird. So I'm not exactly sure why all of it's missing. Because I definitely befriended everybody in every video that I've done after our Dada. So I'm not exactly sure about that, but anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to do the final chapter, which is the twins. So let's go ahead and get to that. There we go. Barzum and Baizli. Very interesting looking twins. Can't wait to see what they're all about. You've gotten pretty good at the old friend making game by now, but even an old hand at palling around like you, a real platonic Lothario, has bad nights sometimes. Tonight was one of those nights. It's getting close to morning, and not a new friend in sight. You've met new people, sure, but none of your conversations has panned out the way you wanted them to. Every interaction had come to a close with your friend count no higher than when you started. No matter how many complaints, offers to help, and other tried and true friending strategies you've wiped out, or whipped out, either way, you won't stand for it. You're determined to finish out the night with at least one more new buddy's name in your little black friendship book. But with the sun's about to rise, you have to admit you're cutting it a little close. As each minute ticks by, the sky gets a little lighter, and the possibility of dying an agonizing, fiery death gets higher. Maybe it's best for you just to pack it in and find somewhere to spend the day. You pick up your trusty palm husk and call up one of your many friends you already have to ask if you can crash. Hell, maybe Skylla will be up for sharing a Recuperacoon again. The soothing ooze has kinda grown on you, and sleeping next to Skylla always makes you feel so comfy and safe. Turns out Skylla is more than down with you coming over. Time to make tracks. You turn tail and hurry in the direction of Skylla's digs, but it's not long until you run into a distraction. Oh, this looks nice. A very haunted mansion looking thing. Can't wait to see what's in here. That distraction's in the form of a house. It's a dark, crooked thing hulking close to the ground. Slanted wood walls, sloping roofs. Vines cling to it like dust and cobwebs cling to forgotten things in the attic. Something about it feels off. It possesses a certain energy that sends shivers up your spine, making your hair stand on end. An instinct deep in your gut is telling you to give it a wide berth. On the other hand, it's shelter. Skylla's place is a ways off yet. While the house is right here in front of you, it could be worse seeing if whoever lives here is willing to put up for you for the day. Approach it, or no fucking way. Of course we're gonna approach it. That's the way we attack everything. Just headlong, go for it, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house. Even though everything inside you is screaming at you to stay away, even though with every step you take, your chest tightens and your hands tremble. By the time you reach the door, you're shaking like a leaf. Adrenaline zings through you. You could choke on it. You want to run, but you force yourself to keep moving forward. It's a slow motion race between you and the sunrise. At this rate, the suns will make it all the way into the sky before you can even knock. You drag yourself the rest of the way up, stumbling onto the front step. The door knocker is an intricate yet grotesque thing. An undulating tongue, lolling out of a set of sharp teeth, all in the cast iron. You grab the lumpy end of the tongue and bang it against the door. Nothing. Fuck. Maybe you get lucky and the door will open. Out of options, you reach out and turn the doorknob. You can feel the first licks of sunlight against the back of your neck. At first I thought I was going to say something about the tongue. It's just what came to mind there when they say first licks. It is just you, or is it just you, or is your skin starting to blister? But today's your lucky day. The door opens. You should feel overjoyed at your life being spared. Instead, your focus is fully on how the roiling in your belly has bloomed fully into nausea. In the distance, inexplicably, is the peal of sirens. An insistent whining noise that can only continues to getting louder. You shouldn't have come here, but it's not like you had any other choice. You might as well see what awaits you inside, but as soon as you cross the threshold, the world lurches in and you pass out. Oh, great, I pass out. That's nice, that's awesome. I guess, too creepy of a house, I guess? Who knows, it's just a weird reason to pass out. You come into a different room than the foyer, head ringing like someone just whacked it. When you move to sit up, there's a sound of skittering all around you, like hundreds of tiny insects are scurrying away to safety. Had they been roving the floor while you were knocked out? Gross. You prop yourself back on your hands and take a look around. Your impromptu nap has done nothing to assuage the deep sense of wrongness you have about this place. But, hey, maybe you've managed to sleep through the day. Maybe the sun has set again so you can get the hell out of here. This sense of optimism is misplaced, probably, but it's not as if you can check. There are no windows. You cast your eyes around the room. Underneath the floral peeling wallpaper, the walls are riddled with damp and mold. Oh, that's nice. And the other side of the room, an open door. Thank fuck. You aren't locked in then. You go to look for somewhere else in this place that might have a damn window. I can see a lot of clowns. This seems to be the theme of this chapter. Although I guess I could have guessed that from the twins. They kind of look clowny-ish. Oh, we'll see. Still haven't found them yet. It's very quiet, too. No music. I don't like this. You step into a long, winding corridor. It's so cramped you feel almost as though the walls are closing in. While it had been warm enough outside, in here a deep chill settles over you, sinking deep into your bones. You're half convinced you'll never be warm again. Emanating from somewhere you can't see is music, tiny and rhythmic. It's soon interrupted by a crackling noise, like someone trying to tune in the correct station on a radio. Then one of the picture frames lights up. Okay. Looks like it was actually some sort of TV screen. Oh. Ah, there they are. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, that's why you screaming at me. We're glad that you're awake, and that you came to visit us. We've been really bored in this stinking old house. It really sucked. We could have just died from how boring it was. Two voices, one monotonous and so quiet you can barely hear it. The other shrill, dramatic, like its owner never learned the meaning of the words indoor voice. Yeah, I'm not gonna scream, so we're just gonna go with what I've got here. Maybe I could be a little quieter for the monotone. We'll see. Catching what the quieter person is saying isn't made any easier by the high-pitched giggling that starts up in the background whenever they start speaking. So hurry up and find us. We want to play a game. Gee, why do those words give you such a profound sense of deja vu? The line goes dead. At the same time, a door pops open on the other end of the corridor. You're meant to go through it, you guess. You'd rather go somewhere else, anywhere else, other than through that door, but there's nowhere else to go. Or is there? Approach the door, search for another exit. Approach the door. Why not? Like I said, gung-ho, colors change, don't like it. This looks like blood everywhere. I hate this already. Your wariness only intensifies once you set off down the hall, because the walls start fucking bleeding. You've seen enough troll blood at this point to be able to recognize it. Multicolored streams ooze over the wallpaper and faded portraits lining the wall, collecting and congealing in sticky, vicious puddles on the floor. Viscous? Viscous, probably. The narrow hallway becomes steeped in the stench of copper. You walk faster, but the streams of blood follow you, sluicing down from the ceiling as quickly as you walk. You reach the door, eager to get away from this grisly sight. You throw it open, but... oh, God. You hadn't considered what might be waiting for you behind it. What if these two shady characters plan to torture you, tie you up, and steal your palm husk, texting embarrassing messages to your friend, while you can only look in all horror, helpless and unable to intervene? Anything but that. I really doubt they would do that. It just seems like something like, well, I guess they are kids, so it's probably something they would do. It's too dark to see anything. All you can do is fumble and feel around with your hands. Getting out of the room again is a no-go. The door swung shut behind you as soon as you stepped inside. You shuffle forward on wobbly legs. The floor feels unstable somehow, like it's going to open up and swallow you at any moment. Would it be a good idea to call out to see if anyone's here? Of course. You manage a feeble, hello? Your voice echoes. Soft laughter reverberates back in response. You catch a glimpse of something from the corner of your eye, a flash of purple. There's a sensation of eyes on the back of your neck, watching you, but you can't discern that the other presence in the room, you can't discern where the other presence in the room is, if there even is one. You kinda hate this. All that shitty welcomes you've received, this one takes the cake. You have to get out of here. You try to gather your panicked thoughts together to formulate a plan, but before you can do anything, a series of ropes appears seemingly from nowhere, coiling tight around you and holding you down. You're finally here. We've been waiting for you. A light comes on. It's not the warm, burning rays of sunlight. This room is windowless too, but a spotlight, bright and harsh. It lights up a broad swath of the room, bleaching it white and sending long shadows stretching away from it. There they are. You can see your captors more clearly now, two purple-blood kids. Aside from their expressions, they look exactly the same. A manic glint sparkles in the eye of one of them, as sharp as his razor blade grin. The other looks more hesitant, almost sad. We're Baizli and Barzum. You're the alien, ain't ya? You look weird. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I haven't been told that many times. Your body's real weird. We wonder what color your blood is, or how springy and slimy your acid tubes are. They squirm around like slither beasts when we slice open trolls' bellies. Are yours the same? You struggle against your bonds. You have no idea what acid tubes are, but you'd rather they stay inside your body where they belong, thanks. You thought you'd move past the days where you had to serve as a torture muppet. All you needed was a few hours shelter from the sun, and if it's safe to go outside again, you'd really like to leave. This was the wrong thing to say, apparently. Oh, apparently they switched. Oh god. The twins leer at you disapprovingly. Or, well, one of them looks at you disappointed. He might burst into tears. The other just looks pissed. Yep. No way! We told you. We've been so bored. Do you know what it's like to be alone with no one else to play with? For wipes? We might have each other. We're never truly alone. That's what makes being us so great. But it's a little difficult to play pranks on someone. Who knows what you're thinking and feeling? Wait, you think Barzum was the quiet one and Baizli's the loud one, but it looks like you were mistaken. Or did they switch? If you weren't faced with the prospect of having your innards yanked out and played with by bloodthirsty children, you might be puzzled by their statement. As it stands, you have more pressing problems on your mind right now, so their words more or less fly over your head. It's probably not a good thing to do either. You squirm harder, even though it doesn't do any good. In fact, it just seems to make the twins sadder, and settle on smatter. That's probably a good idea. You stop trying to get away. It's always like this. Nobody ever wants to play with us. We hate it. Now hold still. I don't know how to do that. It's both together. I don't know how to do that. You look at them beseechingly, trying to appear as small and helpless as possible. Maybe it's a little pathetic giving puppy dog eyes to literal children, but you lost track of your own dignity a long time ago. Oh man, when was that? Probably our Dada, actually. Way back then. They're not really going to do this, right? A noise starts up. It sounds suspiciously like a chainsaw. Is it just you, or is there a scent of raw meat in the air? Where the hell is it coming from? You continue straining in your bonds, stomach clenching in fear, bile rising at the back of your throat. They're not going to hurt you, right? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, did I die? Oh, no, what the heck happened? I guess I passed out. Again. You wake up, gasping, but you aren't strapped down anymore. You're in the same room that you were in the beginning. What happened? The room hasn't changed since you've been gone. There's still only one way out. You really don't want to step through the door again. But what else can you do? You step through the door. There's that radio crackling again. Welcome! Welcome! We're glad that you're awake. Their little greeting goes on just like it had before. A pre-recorded message, maybe? Your heart pounds as you step through the second door. You're hoping you'll be able to sidestep the ropes this time, but instead of getting tied up you trip forward into a vat of what feels like glue. You were lucky enough to have turned your face away from the stickiness, so your nose is still still above the surface so you can breathe. For now, anyway. But you can't move. You're finally here. We've been waiting for you. They're acting like it was the first time all over again. What is this fuckery? Are they messing with you? You met already, mere minutes ago. No, we would have remembered. Meeting a weirdo like you. Stop trying to trick us. Then everything goes black for a third time. Jesus Christ, and here you are again. Jeez. Welcome. Welcome. Are you for real? Yeah, again. Why does it just seem like I'm caught in a loop now? This time you get shoved into a box. You're pretty sure you pass out while you're in the middle of getting buried alive. You come into the room you're beginning to think of as yours, yet again. You pass out 5 times, 10. You begin to lose count. You never pass out at the same point during the twins' shenanigans, but it inevitably happens, and you always end up right back where you started. The worst part is that while your conversation with the twins stays the same, the way they trap you changes. You get thrust upside down from the ceiling, dunked into a water tank, scrambling to get out while your lungs begin to burn from lack of air. Every time you black out before you can die, but you've almost died dozens of times by now, and it's really beginning to stress you out. You have to be stuck in some sort of time loop. You see this sort of thing in movies all the time, and everyone knows that movies are the best points of reference for one's actual life. In some ways, I suppose. The hero wakes up in the strains of an old pop song playing on the radio and reminisces over their childhood journals, which sends them back in time where they have to stop a crime before it happens. Or maybe you were thinking of a different movie. Anyway, your point is that you have to find a way out of the loop. Hopefully you won't have to do anything too wild, like stab your past self and then throw your own bloodied corpse out of the window. That would really blow. Unfortunately, you can't seem to find any clues indicating what you should do next. You always pass out. Twins are always excited to play with a torture you. Try that again. The twins are always excited to play with torture you. Sounds better. You don't seem to be aware that any of this is happening. Or they don't. From what you could tell. After round 20 something or other, you've had it. Enough is enough. You can't take any more giggling, any more of that hard, damp floor, any more excruciating games. You might not be any closer to figuring out what to do, but you have to try something. Fuck this. Remember who you are. Okay. Remember who you are. Let's see what that does. There's one thing you've been doing wrong, making this all about escape. You've been so preoccupied with not getting sliced to pieces with knives and everything that you've lost track of what's truly important. The word that echoes in your heart when you rise at dusk and pulses through your bloodstream during the rest of your waking hours until it's time for you to go to sleep. The word that's kicked off every single narrative you started in thus far. Friendship. You'll do things differently this time. You're going to bring yourself to truly care about these creepy clown children, goddammit, even if it's the last thing you do. And with the way things are going, it's very well could be. Their MO is oddly benign this time, a tickling machine. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult for you to talk to them all through the laughter. What are those noises you're making? I think they're trying to tell us something. Miraculously, the tickling stops. You wheeze, trying to catch your breath, hoping to God you haven't peed. I'd hope not. I mean, that's not the most embarrassing thing you've done, I'm sure. You've managed not to wet yourself out of fear until now. It'd be just the worst to have broken your streak due to laughing too hard. What is it about clowns and what is it about clowns and you divesting your body of waste? Divesting? That's a weird word. After assuring yourself that your underwear is blessedly dry, you ask, if they kill you, won't they just be alone again? How is it that beneficial for anyone? They'll be bored and you'll be, dead. Which would you really rather not be? Their creepy, saccharine smiles transform into matching expressions of confusion. Barzum puts a finger to her chin, cocking her head to one side as if in deep thought. Almost like a puppy. Under any other circumstances, you might even consider it cute. What are you talking about? We don't want to kill you. Maybe just cut you a little. You'll heal right back up again. Don't be such a wiggler. Some of the things they've tried to inflict on you would have definitely taken more than your regular human healing functions to recover from. But wait, you think back to Ramil taking a whole ass club. What? Taking a whole ass club? Yeah, that's what it says. You think back to Ramil taking a whole ass club in her side and acting like it was no big deal. She'd said something about higher blood colors being able to take more of a beating, too. Are the twins assuming that that's the case for everyone? God, this is what happens when all the adults in society go off planet and leave a bunch of zoo animals to bring up their kids. Or, well, trolls also solve most of their problems by killing each other. You can't discount that either, you suppose. You take a closer look at the twins. There isn't any malice in either of their faces. The only emotion you can discern is idle curiosity. You decide to take that as encouragement. You explain that no, you won't heal from being sliced open, or from any on-fire scuttlebuggy being flung at your head, because you're a human, and humans heal differently from trolls. Well, differently from high-blood trolls at least. You even use your best babysitter voice for good measure. Is that a good idea? I don't know if that's a good idea. Talking down to him like that might not be the best idea here. We'll see. You feel like you're giving a stern talking to about the importance of taking care of one's toys so that they don't break. Instead, you propose, why don't you be friends? You can all play together instead of you being the, subject of their torment. They'll be able to play with you for longer that way, too. They give you a strange look. Friends? What's that? Do people not agree to their playmates very often? No. Usually everyone runs in the other direction. So we have to catch them. Or trick them. That explains a lot. You think you're beginning to understand. If they let you down, you can try and show them what you have in mind. They do. They actually free you. They turn all the lights on in the room too, so you can finally see everything in it. There we go. It's like a little playroom. I like it. It's kind of nice. You got some paintings with some weird drawings on them. A couple of swords in the wall. One of them totally missed the picture that they were aiming for. Or two more on the other side. But this is weird, like they throw in the dark. Who knows? It's bigger than you expected, and set up like a circus tent. A wire is suspended along the ceiling. A person-sized target board rotates at dizzying speeds against the back wall. Juggling clubs, knives, scarves, and other props are piled across the floor. You recognize a few of the mechanisms they had inflicted on you before. It's pure chaos. So, what else do they do with all this stuff? They're still staring at you as if they aren't quite sure how to deal with with you engaging with them voluntarily. You're feeling pretty tentative yourself. This whole interaction seems incredibly precarious. You're afraid that if you make a misstep, you'll end up back on the tickling rack again. This isn't ours. We just found it when we got here. But it does look a lot like what's in our hive. We can do shows and stunts. All kinds of cool stuff. Fuck. Even when they aren't threatening you, the way they talk in chorus like that freaks you out a little. In perfect unison, like they're one voice instead of two. You shake off your fears and suggest that you should show a little, they should show you a little something. They seem to like that idea. Excitedly, they scurry over to the target board. One twin stands against it while the other picks a handful of throwing knives. You're anxious. You don't exactly want them to rough up each other instead of you, but Barzum just throws the knife in a graceful arc. They surround Baizli perfectly, barely missing him. Baizli. I guess either way it kind of works. I should say Baizli though, that's the way it looks. I don't know why I keep saying Baizli. I don't know. It's what happens when you read too fast sometimes. You gasp, your mouth a perfect O. The twins seem pleased with themselves, laughing together like they're sharing a secret. If you think that's impressive, watch this! They execute a side flip of a pair of trapezes above a bed of swords, making a daring escape from one of the contraptions they trapped you in. They move similarly to how they speak, perfectly in tandem with each other. With the variety of obsessions you've seen among your friends, it figures that it was only a matter of time until you met someone who made a hobby of risking their lives. It's not too out there compared to cage fighting, you suppose, or collecting saucy East Alternian figures. You could have just escaped from the trap we put you in earlier, you know. Why didn't you? You laugh nervously. You haven't exactly had much practice. And maybe it would have been easier if you had someone else to help. You look at the two of them pointedly. You didn't even realize siblings were a thing among trolls, let alone twins. Sibling? What's that? You know, someone you, share a lucis with. Someone you hatched with in the same clutch. Are you phrasing that right? We do share a hallucis. We share everything. We didn't just hatch from the same clutch. We hatched from the same egg. That kind of makes sense. I expect that. We were going to be a single troll, but we split in two. Just our bodies, though. Our minds are still one. One person, two bodies. We're one and the same. Okay, maybe siblings aren't a thing on Alternia after all. Being literally the same person is quite a bit different from the human concept of twins or siblings. Somehow this leads to them telling you all about the number of exploits they had with some of the other kids in their neighborhood. One story led to another, and soon you're recounting some of your own adventures too. They particularly love your attempt at giving an impression of Nikki, clapping and crowing as you get into a dramatic power stance and flex your flimsy muscles. Of course, but my legs are apparently awesome, so you gotta flex those too. You can't help but feel a little proud of yourself. You feel like the guy on Jurassic Park who walked into the Velociraptor den all, "Be chill, my dudes," and they actually listened to him. Besides, there's something great about making kids laugh. Even kids who were trying to murder you less than an hour ago. The twins are in the middle of talking about a prank they played that they found hilarious, and that you've been trying hard not to grimace in horror at when you feel it. A certain change in the air. Didn't they mention they had been stuck here? Did we? Yes, we have. When we try to get out the door, some sort of force pushes us back. You're the first other person we've seen since we got here. You have a hunch that might have changed. Why don't you all try again? They look at you skeptically. If you want. It's not going to be any different though. You just tell them to trust you. You look at the front door. The twins are crowding you from either side, clinging onto your arms and edging so close it's like they're trying to burrow into you. Ready? They nod. You push against the door. It opens, and you breathe in the cool evening air. Not so fast. We've gotten this far before. But we won't be able to go any further. You'll see. You take one step, then another. As you look beyond the grounds of the house, you see things you hadn't when you first got here. Mountains in the distance, other houses. Before, all you could see was shrubbery. You pick up the pace. The house falls away behind you, disappearing into the fog. Whoa! You did it. You actually did it. We can finally leave. They swoop in to grab you, hugging you hard. The curving horns on their masks almost stab you in the cheek. These things are a bit of a hazard when their wearers only come up to about where your chest is. Yeah, but it's still cute though. They keep talking before you can get a word in, pulling you forwards and shuffling you along between them. It looks like you were right. It wasn't just enough to save yourself, you had to save them too. You don't know how, but the key to making this little patch of universe obey the rules of reality once more was friendship all along. You should have seen your face. It was shit your game tubes terrified. You heave a sigh as their incessant giggling surrounds you like so many playful ghosts. Yes, yes, you say. Very clever. They were the ones behind all this nonsense, weren't they? You started guessing somewhere towards the end. You wiggle your hands vaguely. All the time stuff. They sure scared you, all right. No. That wasn't us. We were talking about the bloody walls and creepy sounds. None of that was real. That was all us. That was all chuckle voodoos. What the heck is a chuckle voodoos? We're the best at chuckle voodoos. We got you so good. They both bounce beside you excitedly. You blink down at them. You have no idea what the heck chuckle voodoos are, but you can only guess that it's some sort of illusionary thing. So they didn't have anything to do with messing time up? Folding in on itself? No. We told you. We've been trying to get out of that stupid house. For wipes. Maybe even a peregrine. Did you really think that was our hive? Our place is so much cooler than that dump. Visit their actual hive. You have your reservations about that, but you can't find it within you to say no as they eagerly pull you along. One twin tugging at your hand, the other looping an arm in yours. You look back at the house one last time. You have no clue whether the twins are lying or if they're telling the truth. What really caused what happened here. But right now, you're content enough knowing that you'll never have to see this place ever again. Okay, well I guess that one was the ending, but it didn't give me a picture to that. Okay then. Weird. Why didn't I get the ending picture? Interesting. So is the befriendment there? No. Where are they either? I don't even know where the heck they even are. They're around here somewhere, but I don't see their picture though. That's the thing. Why didn't I see their picture? Oh, here it is. Yep. Hello, Zip. You played a game with some pranksters. Yep, that's it. But I don't have the picture though. That's kind of weird why they didn't give it to me. Oh well, I suppose. Let's go find out the other two endings anyways. So, yes, all that. But it's a very interesting place, though. Very interesting thing that we did with them. Clowns. Go figure, right? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Didn't you just establish that this place gives you the heebiest of jeebies? Plus, there's always the chance that the inhabitant will call instead of help you. You're sticking to your original plan, thank you very much. Firmly ignoring the house, you continue on your way. You make good progress for a while. Your Maps app says you're heading in the right direction, except... oh, what the fuck? Why are you here again? Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? Whatever, you're not gonna dwell on it. Time is running out, and you need to get away from this stupid house pronto. You'll make sure to do it right. This time, you'll go... I don't know. Left? I don't know. Okay, you split, breaking into a jog. The scenery flicks past you as you pick up the pace, urgently spurring you on. It's getting even lighter. Won't be long now. What? You check your palm husk again. You're right back where you started, even though just a moment ago the map's GPS put you at a decent distance away. This is ridiculous. There's obviously something weird going on, but the suns are creeping over the horizon. Time's up. There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house, even though everything inside you is screaming that you stay away. Yeah, I read that already. So just going to go back. Let's see, drag yourself, stumbling on the front step, hit knocker, yep, grotesque thing. Yeah, you pretty much just went right back inside again. Apparently there was no bad ending. So let me search for another exit, see what happens. No, there has to be something else here. Ignore the voice's instructions, you examine the walls of the corridor instead. Soon enough, you notice something funny about one of the paintings. Its frame seems much thicker than the others, which strikes you as somehow suspicious. Feeling along its bottom edge reveals a button. You push it. There's a groaning sound, and part of the wall folds itself away, revealing a tunnel of some sort. Ha! You knew it! You're so focused on trying to make your escape that you rush through the opening without looking. If you had been more careful, you might have noticed one very important thing. Past this doorway, there is no floor. Your feet meet thin air, sending you pitching downwards. Drat, you think, as you plunge towards the pit of knives beneath you. You've reached a follower milestone on Chitter the other day, too, and you hadn't gotten around to bequeathing it to any of your friends in case something like this happened. Your final regretful thoughts of your account, dusty and abandoned, with no one there to continue the update after you're gone. Oh, yep. Well, there's a game over. Alrighty then. I'm still kind of wondering about that other one, though. Why didn't I get to see that? Weird. I think there was another choice along the way, too. Because there's usually 2 bad endings. Let me try it again, though. So, let's try this, and we'll go right this time. So, senior flex past, and then you come back. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, approach the door. And how about fuck this? There's one thing you've been doing wrong, appealing to the twins to let you go. All they seem to care about is torturing you. Of course, simply asking them for your freedom isn't going to work. You'll do things differently this time. If you want to escape, you'll have to go on the offensive. You wake up again. Disembodied voices, bell-leading walls, game, check, check, check. You head towards the twins' room. Stand back, you yell before they can launch you into their tirade. You're a wild, scary alien with weird, scary alien superpowers, and you're not afraid to use them. You switch on your phone's torch app, waving it around. Okay, you even attempt to imitatingly roar for added effect. The only superpowers you're aware of is that your irresistible charm, and a set of truly banging gams. Okay, but they don't need to know that. Your gambit works. They don't cower in fear exactly, but they're bamboozled enough for you to look frankly around the room as much as you want with your paltry light source. There, an air vent with a loose grill. With a desperate yell, you launch yourself towards it and crawl inside. The twins, finally aware that this is all just an elaborate ruse, start shouting after you. The twins' indignant voices start to fade as you wriggle deeper into the dusty guts of the house. You can't have very long. It's only a matter of time until the diminutive terrors climb into the vents after you. Or maybe they'll run ahead and then cut you off via one of the other rooms the vent's connected to. They must know the layout of this house better than you do. Much to your surprise, though, you re-emerge at one of the outside walls with no trouble. It's dusk, not day, for which you mutter a quick, "Thank you," to your merciful overlords. From here, it's a simple matter of picking your way down the vines until you can get to the bottom. Once your feet touch the ground, you start running. When you cast one last wild glance back over your shoulder, you catch sight of them, your captors, who've you successfully hoodwinked. They're standing in the grand front doorway, screaming. You have no idea what they're why they're not coming after you, but you don't question it, pumping your legs until they're burning. It's a good thing you spend all the time jogging with Stelsa. You've gotten really good at running away from your problems. Yeah. You stop running once you can see that you can't see the house no more. You're a little surprised that getting away turned out to be that simple, but you know better than to look at a gift hoof beast and the squawk gapper. Relief floods through you in waves. You did it! You got away. You slow down to a leisurely walking pace, pulling out your phone as you go. You have a slew of texts from Skylla, who've been wondering what happened to you after you'd never turned up. Her invitation to come over and hang out still stands, though. Oh boy, you can't wait to finally make your way over there and chill with her. You've never played favorites among your pals, but you have to admit that you hold a particular fondness for Skylla. Her whole thing where she always makes sure not to cause you any bodily harm, that definitely has its charms. You keep walking, but after a while your stomach starts to sing. It's been half an hour and your surroundings don't look any different. You should be closer to Skylla's neck of the woods by now. It's not until you catch sight of the weathered wall all wound with ivy that you realize what's going on. You're back at the house again. You're still stuck. You're not going to be able to leave its grounds no matter how much you walk. You might have escaped the house, but whatever curse or time-space witchcraft this isn't confined to within those walls. You're in a pocket dimension of some sort, and you don't know how to break out. So now you can either return to the twins, since they're the only company you have out here, or make these bushes your new best friends. You look dolefully out of the miles of scraggy underbush behind you. You had probably best get used to gazing at nothing but this, since it's all you're going to be seeing for a long, long time. Yep. Can't seem to leave, can't seem to get out. Having problems. So, I just want to see if I can get to that other, that picture of the other ending. Kinda sucks why I couldn't see it. It's weird. Just weird. But, yeah, still sad that this is the ending of the game. But as they said, it's pretty much... It's all connected, I guess, to HiveSwap Act 2. Because in the epilogue, it does talk about how you put everyone into place for the next thing that's coming. So that's what I'd have to guess is HiveSwap Act 2. I guess you get to see all your friends, and I sped through it a little too fast. Crap. Well, that blows. So, but maybe after Act 2, maybe they'll do something else. I don't know. I'm still kind of wondering about that. I hope, but you never really know. Maybe there won't be any more friends. Who knows? But I'm still really sad that this game is, you know, pretty much ending. I didn't want it to, but that's just the way it is. So was it... I think you just clicked through here. I don't remember if I had one more choice or not. Yeah. You're doing all that. Yep. Alright, now we're outside. Okay, so then they're gonna do that crap, yeah. Should be right. Getting closer. Yeah, doesn't show it. I don't know why. It's really weird. I don't know if there is a way to get it to show it. Very strange. I don't know what to do about that. I can't click on these either to actually even see them, so I have no idea. I guess they're just pics anyways. They're not really like the ending, you know, the whole scene. Very strange though. But anyways, so I guess that's it of HiveSwap Friendsim. For now. Maybe more later. I would hope still. I really wanted to meet a sea dweller. Never got to see one. I was kind of wondering about all that. But I guess not much you can do now. Just gotta wait for whatever comes next, and I'm hoping it's HiveSwap Act 2, since, you know, since this is all done, HiveSwap Act 1 has been done a long time ago. I'm hoping that that's what's next. We'll see. It might take some time before it comes out. I don't know. But this was a very long journey of meeting 36 friends, and that's a lot to go through. But it was fun while it lasted, you know. Bad endings, good endings. It all still was important either way. Finding out that you were just here to do one simple purpose, which was to put people into place for something, you know, along down the line. It's very... It seems pretty bad that that's kind of what your existence was, but what can you do about it? That's the way the creator saw it. But not much else to do now. So, thank you for joining me for this very long adventure of meeting new friends and things. I'll see you guys for another adventure. Bye.